going on in this beautiful, magnificent, wonderful day that we have in here? Hope you guys are having a great day as well. Thank you for tuning in. This is AMG Chan checking back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about how to buy a car, and specifically a sports car, at the age of 18. And this could go for 19, 20, 21-year-olds, even 50 years old. If you haven't bought that Corvette by now and you wanna get some ideas on how to buy the Corvette, watch this video. We got some good gems in this one. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified by all the latest and greatest news that I bring on this channel. I definitely appreciate all the subscribers that I have right now, or the little subscribers I have. But let's go ahead and get this thing started out. So what made me think about this was the fact that I wish I had someone to tell me this stuff when I was 18. I wanted to buy a car and I had no earthly idea how to buy a car. To make matters even worse, especially a sports car, I wish I had somebody to tell me the same stuff. So I'm gonna do this for you guys. So step number one, have an idea of what you want. Now, don't mistake this for saying that you have to know exactly what you want. I will admit, when I was 16, 15 years old, up until the point where I bought my first car, I had switched cars 50 times, maybe 20 times, not exaggerating. You want to have an idea or a rough idea about what you want. That way you can start planning accordingly. Another part into that step one is you got to believe in yourself, guys. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're watching this video, you 14, 15, 16 years old, heck, even up to 18 years old, you're going to have people who don't believe in you. And they may have every right reason to not believe in you. You want to believe in yourself. I literally remember this like vividly. This was in 2008. At that time, the Dodge Chargers had just came out, so I wanted a Charger or a Magnum. Keep in mind, this is at the height of a recession. People losing jobs, family members I know losing jobs and losing houses and stuff like that, and everything is just at disarray. Like, it couldn't have been any worse time to dream. Have a realistic timeline. That way you can know for sure that you are definitely on your way to, you know, making these dreams become reality. Make sure that you're writing anything that you want to achieve and accomplish. Write it down on some paper, put it in your phone, whatever. You know, make a scrapbook of pictures. And I'm going through these steps, but these all kind of follow under the same thing. Step two, I would say, start preparing. And when I say start preparing, I mean start now. Now is the perfect time to start preparing to make these things come into reality. Start getting things like, if you're 17, 16 years old, get a job. You gotta have some hustle. Learn how to, you know, cut grass, or learn how to make masks or whatever. You're 17 years old and you go get a job at Dairy Queen. That's not gonna be enough to pay for that $392 Scat Pack Charger. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna be enough, especially if you don't want to go and bother your parents and stuff like that for money, and you don't want to do that, you know. So you might have to work that Dairy Queen and, you know, have a side hustle to get enough to pay for the car, gas, insurance, etc. So you got to get you a good hustle, get you a good job. I can't tell you what that job and what that hustle is gonna be, but I know you got to do it. You know, if you're 15, 16 years old, do your chores, man. If you don't have enough to pay for that Mustang and that Camaro that you want, you're gonna have to ask for help. Well, if you haven't done your part, which is make sure that you do your chores, which are small things, they're not gonna trust you with that stuff. So start being responsible now, man. You'll be surprised when it comes down to buying that car and your parents have to help you out. They can look at you and say, man, yeah, I got a responsible kid. I know he'll do everything he needs to do to take care of the car, and I know he'll do everything to pay for it, and etc. Another good example to that is a guy I watch, his name Josh Laurent. Make sure you check his channel out. Cool young kid. I'm pretty sure he's an adult now. I think he just turned 20 or something like that. And our birthday actually is on the same day, so shout out to Josh Laurent. He's a Pisces like me. But, you know, that guy saw his journey, and he got his car. His parents speak very highly of him, says he's very responsible, and he got steps to how he got onto his car, so check his channel out. Another thing, credit. Start working on that credit. If you don't have credit, I'm letting you know right now, it's going to be hard to do this if you don't have credit, if you're trying to purchase a car with the payment. So if you're trying to buy a car, like Scat Packs, which are super popular right now, you're gonna have to make a payment on that car, and it's not cheap, you know what I mean? It's gonna cost you a good amount of money to have that car. Even a used one, you start building up that credit right now, because that credit is gonna be the difference maker in you getting that car and not getting that car. If you're old enough and you still want this stuff to happen, if you're old and you just so happen to be 20 something or 30 something, guys, like, you want a sports car, your credit bad, fix that bad credit, man. Start working on it, because that credit, I'm telling you, the credit can open up doors money can't. That's a wise man told me that one time. I got a video on my channel actually talking about how to buy a car with bad credit. The person in that video did not have bad credit, but it was just a teaching tool to teach people how to buy cars if their credit isn't as good. You want to have at least a 680 credit score, minimum. 680 credit score, that'll get you around a 6 to 8% interest rate at a good credit union or something like that. So, you know, go ahead and get that credit in order. And I remember when I had like doctor bills and AT&T bills, all type of stuff, and it just kept hindering me, and I just had to buckle down and pay. I had student loan debt. In 11 months, I paid close to $20,000 in just debt off, and I was literally relentless. Now, I was eating a lot of noodles when I was doing this. Now, make no mistake about it, wasn't going nowhere, wasn't having shoes, I wasn't having clothes. I was just, you know, a broke guy paying off debt. A good thing about the credit part is if you're young, you can do things like start preparing now. So talk to that older person. Most older people know about credit. They have good credit for the most part. So talk to your grandparents and ask your grandparents, can they add you to their credit card as an authorized user or a credit writer on their credit card, so that you can start building your credit. You can explain to them like, hey, I want to have a car in 2 years, and I know I'm gonna need credit in this, that, and the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and start preparing now. Can you add me to the, you know, to the account? They're probably gonna laugh at you and be like, what you know about this or that? But trust me, you know, that's being a responsible person. I added my wife to my credit card, and literally her credit was just in the trash because she didn't have any credit. She didn't have any debt whatsoever. And we added her to my car, and literally in a year, she ended up with a 777. A 777, so let that sink in. So some of you guys that's 15, 16 watching this, 17 watching this, you can literally have a good credit score, have a decent job, and go get you a Scat Pack. You already got a 700 credit score. So that's all I'm saying. Just make sure you're on top of that. Third thing I would say is to narrow down your selection. So by this time, you know, you've got to that point to where you're about to turn 18, or you got to that point to where you already got your credit in order, you already got your job in place, you make a steady income. I'm gonna tell you like this, man, and this was gonna hurt, but it's only gonna hurt temporarily. At this point, you're gonna start to see what your reality is versus what your expectations are. I can tell you now, this kind of hurt me like a ton of bricks. I had started doing all this preparing and all this stuff, and I did all of this stuff, and my first car was an Infiniti i30. I say this was my first car because this is the first car that I actually paid for with my own money. Guys, I had to pull over for a second. My phone fell and all that good stuff. But guys, the i30 was definitely a car I did not expect to have. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. I wanted that Dodge Charger with the 24-inch wheels on it. You know what I'm saying? And Dodge Magnum. Like, I thought I was going to be riding, man. I say that to say, guys, sometimes your reality is going to take over your expectations, but as long as you keep your expectations, that's the only thing that matters. So you definitely want to keep dreaming. One guy that comes to my mind, like off the bat, is the guy Heard the Nerd. He's a super cool guy. Make sure you guys check his channel out. Go subscribe to his channel. Dude's got a CTSV. It's just bananas. So check him out. He released a video, and I'm gonna link it down below. But he had a great video talking about his car journey. And his car journey is bananas. The guy has had literally probably over 30 cars, and I haven't even come close to owning 30 cars, but this guy has some great tips and techniques on how to get to that next level and how to get to your expectation a lot quicker when you're trying to get a sports car. And I can agree with him 100% on one thing. I wouldn't start with domestic cars, because in order to start getting to the point where you can domestic cars to get money, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. And, you know, we're trying to get to the point to where we don't have to spend as much money and get to the point if your expectations are not met. So starting with tuner cars, import cars, you know, such as Honda Civics. You may start with some Honda Civics, regular, you know, DXs and stuff like that, LXs, and then you may start moving up to VTEC Hondas, and then you start moving into K-Series and K-Swap Hondas, and Integra. So you may have to start like that. Infiniti G35s and 350Zs. I actually used to own a G35, and it was an absolutely great car, and sold it. Literally didn't lose any money on the car. Stuff like that, guys, you're gonna want to start doing and using stuff like Facebook Market and Craigslist, whatever, you know, whatever's gonna get that job done for you so you can get to that next level. That's what you're gonna have to do. So make sure you guys check his channel out. I can't wait till this quarantine and stuff is over so I can go holler at him and see what that CTS-V hitting on, because that thing is nasty. I literally want to add a CTS-V to the stable. My last thing, guys, in this whole step is to not let people limit you to their success. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times you're going to have people limit you and your dreams and your goals and aspirations to the stuff that they've already achieved. And they'll say things like, you may want a Corvette or a Lamborghini, and they may say, how you going to get that? I didn't even get it. I'm further than you. I got a car, and I didn't get that. How do you plan on doing it? And you can't let that stop you. You know, you're going to have your parents, man. Some of you guys going to have parents who just don't believe in you. And, you know, they may not believe in you because you maybe have shown them that you're not responsible. But besides the point, you should always have somebody who believes in you. And you should always believe in yourself. And when those people who you count on to not believe in you, that shouldn't stop you. That shouldn't deter you. You should keep going and keep going and keep going until you achieve what you're trying to achieve. So, you know, you're going to have those people saying, you know, that same person who you may be riding to school with, who you hitch a ride with every day to school, and you may holler out and say, man, I'm going to get that 392 Scat Pack. And in his head, he probably thinking, man, how you going to get a 392 Scat Pack and you ain't got a car right now? You ride with me. Let him keep thinking that, you know, and let him keep doubting you, and you'll show him. I'm telling you, I feed off of that. Like, when somebody say I can't do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it big, and I'm going to do it not to brag or nothing like that, but I just want to prove to myself that I can do these things. So don't let nobody limit you by their successes. So those are my 3 steps to buying a car at 18, or buying a sports car at 18. If you like the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't, make sure you click that notification bell to be notified every single time I drop a video. And yeah, guys, that's it. It's been real. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Y'all have a great day.